Zach Distel, curator for the Sons of the American Revolution. Thanks for joining us today while we take a look at 18th century spyglass technology. In the 18th century, the words spyglass and telescope are really interchangeable. And it was a really interesting time for that type of technology. It was going through a lot of progressions and upgrades in the technology. This is an older style of spyglass that's a holdover from the 17th century. You can see it just has one long decahedral or 10-sided tube made of mahogany and has a single draw. So you have one lens here, another lens in the draw, and a lens on the end. These were pretty good to use. These were used at sea and on land, by ships captains or by explorers or military personnel. But as you can see, it's pretty big and bulky to carry. On the bottom, this is a transitional type of spyglass, and this one was made in the late 1750s to the late 1780s. And you can see that you have a combination of brass components and a round wooden mahogany tube. Part of the reason for having two different materials is that brass was incredibly expensive in the 18th century. It was 10 times more expensive than iron, so it would have been prohibitively expensive to make the entire body out of brass. But this is really the type that was being used during the American Revolution, although these older types were still being used. General George Washington actually used one very similar to this. It's now in the Mount Vernon collection. But you can see this is more of what we think of today, where it has a collapsible body, and this whole spyglass fits into this tube down here. This is a wooden tube covered in shagreen, which is shark or ray skin. This would help make it waterproof, so you could carry this with you in the field or on the deck of a ship. And interestingly as well, both of these were made by the same firm in London, by George Adams. The top one was definitely made by George Adams Sr., and the one on the bottom is just marked G. Adams. So this may have been made by George Adams Sr., Sr. and Jr. working together, or just George Adams Jr. Their work really blended together and you can't distinguish all the time. Thanks for joining us today to take a look at technological innovation during the American Revolution.